Hi, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus again. You know, I'm constantly talking to you about this wonderful life, and it gives me an opportunity to evaluate people. And oftentimes we can break it down to two kinds of people. Tonight, I'd like to say or mention two more kinds of people in the world. These are those that want to do God's will and those that don't. No, that's kind of easy to understand, I would think. Those that want to do God's will and those that don't. Well, God is for all, but the other is for self. God's way is of peace. The other is of war. God's way is of freedom. The other is of bondage. God's way is prosperity for all. The other is poverty. God's way is happiness and the other is grief. God's way is joy for all. The other is suffering. God's way is heaven on earth. The other is hell. Two different representations. And each one has human representation. It is easy to do God's way. The other is complicated. And if you notice, I didn't say God's way, the anti-God's way, because when we say the other, that means all of the other ways that can possibly exist are ways that keep you from going the way of God. And that's okay. For instance, the efforts to destroy America, they call a big, beautiful bill, a name given to deceive what their intentions are to destroy America. Let me ask you, why do humans sin? Well, there are many reasons, but one that's seldom thought of is to see what the other is like, to experience the other. Everyone wants to go to heaven, they say, because it's innately in them. They know what heaven is like, but they're curious about the other. So they try the other. Now they are legitimately prepared to make a choice, heaven or the other. Humans on earth are to experience and live the other. This is the choice that they have made, we have made. In order to get back to the heavenly level, you have to resist the other through the overflow of your heavenliness. And you do this to the extent that the other are fed up with you and are ready to erase you. But this is how heavenly stands out. Heavenly is different than others. Heavenly is like the sun shining its brightest after a darkest night. Heavenly is what you want because you know what heavenly is to you for yourself. And you ain't ashamed to say it or show it in the middle of the visit. If it's not beautiful, it has to change. That's my choice. The other number one way, or its number one weapon against heavenly, is pain and death, killing, which incidentally is heavenly certification for graduation. They call it the escape from hell. Now, I know you didn't get that. Maybe I should say that again. All of the other systems of government on the face of the earth, their number one weapon against heavenliness is pain, death, killing. It is these things which people say, "Oh, I'll hang. I won't rock the boat." Yet these are the kinds of things that heavenliness it uses to certify your graduation. It is what stands out to say you have graduated and this is your certificate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we should, if you give it some thought, change politics from here in America, from Democrats as political party and Republicans. We should change that. All we got to do is look at what's happening around us. But that is deception in itself. It takes away the gravity, the significance of this activity. So we should change it to right and wrong. And how do you determine which is which? Right eliminates the problem. Wrong creates the problem. You see, America voted for white power in 2025. And look what they got. They got pure hell, insurrection, military on the street, tax break for the rich, destruction of the programs that have been set up to assist and help people. All of this, the most ugliest thing that you can imagine. And, and to top that all, the world will never, ever trust white power or white Americans for a long time. I mean, a very long time. And it all came about because we have sunk so low that a crook, a criminal that's done every despicable thing that you have been putting down ever since America been here became the president of the United States illegally against the Constitution, which means white people put him in. And he's done all this dirty, ugly stuff, which means this is what America deserves, which sets us up for the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, for me to stand and say again, you got God's way and this way. You got God's way and this way, where they came and put down the price of eggs, and God's way, eggs are free. Got you this way, where they're taking away your health care, with God's way, it's free. And it's the best, and you don't have to wait. That's the lesson of this, ladies and gentlemen. Take it to heart. Think about it. Take it to heart. I wrote something to the back. Well, no, I didn't. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, A. Marcus saying goodbye for now.